Okay, so just been to the dealership, dropped my Volvo XC60 B5 Momentum for its first service. Be interesting to know if anyone's used Volvo service, what their experience is, where they are. I've just used a new dealership here in the Northwest in Bolton. So my experience, turned up at the dealership, walked in straight to the service desk. Nice tea and coffee facilities I could see that were there. Obviously cars on display. Took the car to the service desk. Literally asked me my name. Gave them my name. Got the forms out. Gave them my driving license. Went through, had to sign a couple of forms, told me it's a service and a recall. I haven't heard anything about recall on the car, so I asked, well, what was the recall? He said, looking at the sheet, something to do with the antenna on the car, but I've not heard anything from Volvo. Normally in the past, when I've had cars, if a recall's been required, I've been contacted or sent something through, so that was a bit of a surprise. That was it. It basically gave me the keys, didn't tell me what I got, walked me straight out to the car, went, there's the car, we'll contact you. So my personal experience, well, it wasn't really much. If I kind of compare it to when I had a Jaguar, now I know Jaguar get slated a lot, particularly about the reliability. One thing I would say about Jaguar, and it was Jaguar and Bolton, their service and customer service is far superior to what I've just experienced with Volvo. As an example, when you went to Jaguar, you'd go in, the receptionist would be very nice to you. They'd do all they can. They would say, if you're here for a service, would you like to have a coffee? Can we get you a coffee, or would you like a snack? Do you want to just take a seat whilst we sort everything out? And there'd be a TV on, generally with news, magazines, that sort of thing. Then obviously they'd call you over, just to say, to go through, tell you what's going on, what the service is, and then obviously tell you what car you were getting, any questions about it. They'd also ask if you had any questions about the car that you're dropping off for a service, any concerns, anything we need to be aware of. I didn't get that with Volvo. I had to say to him, as an example, driving today to Volvo, for some unknown reason, the automatic collision detection, I'm just driving down the road, it just goes off and it tries to veer the car off to the left. I had to grab the wheel and go turn it back to the right effectively. I have no idea why it's done that. It's not the first time, so I've obviously had to highlight that. So that's my experience. Didn't give me an opportunity to film. When I was stood at the desk, the service bay looked really nice behind, not like any sort of garage that I've seen, very clinical and clean. The actual garage itself, the new Volvo dealership, is very nice. As you'll probably see on the video here that I'll add to this, you'll see a bit of it from the outside, subject to the sun, of course. So the car they've given me, and I'm going to give you a full overview of this because it's also an XC60. They've given me a brand new Inscription model. So I will actually go through this. Brand new because it's only got 1,000 miles on it. But what I did notice, because I did mention to the guy whilst I was in there that my car was due the new software update 2.2. Is that still going ahead? Didn't really know much about it. So I got into this car. One thing I've noticed, security detail update, 1st of December 2021. Really? With July 22? Software update, version 2.0. Now, there isn't even an option on here to check. I can't even do a check software update. It doesn't give me. I mean, I'm on 2.1 for my car. My car is slightly older. We're due 2.2. Now, this is Volvo's car. It's brand new and it's not even up to date on the software. So I'm quite surprised about that. So, yeah, pretty much everything I've been through before previously. So what's different about this model? Okay, well, you can see it's got a sort of cream interior, sort of nappa. I've got to say, compared to my Momentum, the leather is far nicer in this. Very soft leather. I'm surprised these are the fully electric, I don't know how many way they are, seats, but I'm going to probably surprise a lot of you. I'm 6'1". I'm not a lightweight guy, but my Momentum seats are far more comfortable than these. I don't know what it is. I mean, they're nice and soft leather, but the comfort of for me personally, having done quite a lot of miles, my Momentum is far superior quality. Again, you might want to put your comments. You might think otherwise. I don't feel these seats, especially in the leg support, hold you as much as my Momentum model. So what is different about this car? Well, let's turn it back on. See if the screen comes back on. Okay, so a couple of things. Apologies about that. Bit of John Digweed. Let's have a look. So what have we got? I might have to turn the ignition on. This is a diesel, by the way. So camera. We have the full 360 panoramic camera, giving you different views. One thing I did notice, reversing, it's a bit strange for me because obviously I get this view when I'm reversing, but when I was actually reversing the car, you get this view, which was a bit strange coming onto the drive. What else? It looks like we've got heated steering wheel and cooled and heated seats. Oh, that's interesting. You can have cooled and heated at the same time. How's that work out? Let's turn that off. Okay, so let's just turn the engine back off. So yeah, we've got this crystal gear lever. The interior's sort of wood. Can't say I particularly like that. Everything else pretty much the same as my car. You do get some extra stitching on the dashboard. Also, we've got memory seats. Let's have a look outside. This is what we call pine grey. I actually looked at this as an option. I didn't go with it. Oh, it's the B4. I didn't go with it purely because I don't know if you can see in this light, it's a pine grey because it's got green in it. When we looked at it in the dealership, in the light in the dealership, it was actually quite nice, but in the sun it wasn't. I didn't really like the colour. Wheels, slightly bigger wheels than I've got on mine. These are 19-inch. Obviously 18s on mine. I'm not sure about the suspension in this, if it's got air suspension, being that it's Inscription, that might be an option. Really different in the back, apart from it's got heated rear seats in it. I think that's an option. Very nice soft touch leather. A lot more chrome on this. Mine's obviously very black. It's interesting. Castle shelf. I don't know what you guys think colour wise. I'm pretty sure this is the pine grey. I could be wrong, it looks brown now. Let me know what you think. So yeah, 2022 plate. I'm 21. Drive wise, like I said, I've just noticed this is the actual B4 model. Diesel. I think B4's got about 190 horsepower compared to the 250 of my B5. I've got to admit, I did notice it driving. Torque wise, probably say there's a slight advantage on the motorway of my B5, but anywhere else driving it's not as peppy. Pulling into junctions, a bit of a hesitation, feel a bit of lack of power. As you can see, these are the seats, different things. This does lumbar, this does also adjusting this extension. Mine Momentum has only got part electric, which is lumbar and height adjustment. It hasn't got back or tilt. So not really much more I can say. Slightly higher spec on this. The stereo, I don't know if this got upgraded. It hasn't got any badges to say it's Harman Kardon or Bowers Wilkins. Definitely not, because I know they've got different speakers. I don't know if these now have got the same standard stereo as the Momentum. I can't see any noticeable difference in the sound quality. Apologies, obviously music did come up earlier, that wasn't intentional. Let me know what you think. It'd be interesting to know thoughts at this stage from you guys, anyone who's watching this, their experience in Volvo service, how you think this Inscription compares to my Momentum. Definitely prefer the colour on mine. This is an all-wheel drive model as well. Mine's two-wheel drive. I do like the wheels. I've got to be honest. I think the ride quality in mine on the motorway was more carpet-like than this. But it's difficult because this is probably a heavier car than mine, being diesel and four-wheel drive. I've noted one thing about this cream colour interior. Looks like it marks very easily. So yeah, it is a nice car, I've got to admit that. I do love the feel of the leather, but would I say it's worth that much more than my Momentum? It might feel a bit classier inside, just with the extra stitching. I probably wouldn't go for this wood. I wonder if you could go for a metal look. I think it'd be nice with a metal finish in here rather than wood. Again, seat colour, it's very nice, but I'd be wary of something like wearing jeans and getting a dye stained into it. What I'll do later is, obviously once I've gone to collect my car, I will update you further on the service experience, anything I find, response,